Don Otto will be reading the world today.
Alright, before we start this, I just want to let everybody know that it's not the best I've done. Most of my poems I left at home and forgot about today, so this is what I wrote within the last hour or so, but it's called The World Today. People getting robbed, people getting murdered, girls getting raped, boys getting sodomized. At the rate the world is going, should we be surprised? Oh, you say you need a helping hand? Well, you just might be in luck if you have an extra buck, and I will be the second set of footprints in the sand. People no longer care about each other. They just want to use and abuse, knock down the hope from one another. People need to open their eyes and start to realize this life ain't a joke. We should all come together, help the helpless, lift the hopeless, and put love back into the hearts of despair. Bring back the good in our souls. Don't let selfish ideas be the reason for our goals. United we need to take a stand. Don't let the government take our freedom or our land. Become open to self-sacrifice. Relax and be nice.
Jody Bentley will be reading a 4th grade algebra poem.
I have flashcards for them, so you can understand what I'm talking about. Algebra is a type of math. It can help plot points on a graph.
Sorry.
An algebra problem you may see, for example, is 1 plus x equals 3. The x is a variable we'll use in this space till we figure out the number that works in its place. We will look over this problem, and here's what we'll do. We'll get x by itself. That will give us a clue. To get x by itself, from here we'll subtract 1. That equals 0. But wait, we're not done. We'll jump over this equal sign here that you see. There will we also take 1 from 3. The thing about algebra you will soon discover is that what you do to one side, you also do to the other. Now what's left? Is the answer true? You see what is left is x equals 2. Let's plug in the 2 where the x used to be. So is it true? Does 1 plus 2 equal 3? Yes, it does equal 3, so don't put up a fight. Always check your answer to see if you're right.
That's the last of our readers, and everybody done a great job, so let's all give them a hand. Go ahead and turn in their papers to Bethany. And while we're calculating who won this, we're going to ask Mr. Thomas to come read the original poem that he wrote.
I hope it takes a long time for her to add. Because it's a long poem. I don't have any poems that I wrote that I like very well. They're very short. And I also have a hard time reading without explaining. For some reason. Becky can appreciate that. This poem is called The Solitary One, the Son of Shadows. I am the solitary one, the seeker of a fallen sun, seer of many things, and the answer of none. I am the last barbarian in a gall of conquered emotion. I have no imagination. I make what I see real, what I don't see does not exist. I am wooden and thought, guilty and light as cheat tassel. I love the drowning of peacocks. I love the night, to watch and wait in the wet night for its brooding solitude, for I can never sleep. Each night I dream of death. Over and over again I pretend to die. And each morning I stare at weird life that rises with a twisted sun. I think death must be soft. It must be a fog of hushed warmth or something frozen while moving like a good story or a better poem. The sky is a purple dress draped on the brown maiden's drowsy form. Bats weave white lace into the sable silk of the shadowed forest. The solitary one fakes sleep and dreams. Phaeton dips rust onto the backs of vernal fawns as he crashes, flashing into darkness. A creature blurts repeated chirps, a stuttering coyote caught in a trap. I too am trapped, like Troy before Agamemnon and fickle gods, like the Israelites between the Pharaoh and miles of reed-strewn sea, waiting to be pierced, crushed, or drowned, waiting and waiting to be free from grim reality. I'm trapped in my reality even though I bear fruit of the knowledge I see. Once the gray cardinal sang within my accursed arms, of vitality and of energy, of the life I give and the ones I feed. Here's one red feather, here's the mud spackle of the beginning of a nest. We shared my day's shade courting apathy and spent many humble nights pretending the shadows below the nocturnal glow were puppet shows. Here are two lovers in embrace, yes, or metaphoric grappling with death. Men are always killing one another. Yes, or dying to reform the other by trying to be a savior. Dying to redeem, what odd behavior. Look, innocence pitching a ball. Fragile forms do crack when they fall. June's fast-blooming thunder boomers do make a bit of avicide a rather easy thing to hide. On eager wings she investigated and produced visions of egg-smashing winds that happily exonerated me but hung her on dereliction of duty. And then my friend with moral strings set off to do familial things. Since I no love could hope supply, or seed produce within my pride, I call her absence suicide. So off she went to seek a mate, her mate, and feed her urge to procreate, to clasp the ever-searching root and hear the ever-giving fruit, while I, confined in ever-lonely field, will ever to clinging vines yield, never more on giddy heights exploring, nor on ruddy wings soaring, no more painful time to stifle flying. I am immortal, quitting and dying. My black heart is hollow, the knot has cankered, and the ants have ground my insides to fragments. When I see lightning on the horizon, I pray that it will strike me when it comes, and the rain will wash away my sour crumbs. The tempest moves every thread of being to thoughts of dissolving, yet I fear a slow, devouring creature. I have need of instant death. Blame not God for this purpose of nature. I am of the mind of nature, and death is a lady whose warm veils wear beautifully. Why, if nature is so beautiful as to supply the dress that death wears, who else could keep me warm? God, dear grace, ask for my patience, and I am not patient. Look at me, what have I become, as mad, as old, and miserable in both? Lord, if you will trim this forked branch, put a crowning blow to this fool. I don't want to stand anymore. I don't want to be cleansed by raindrops. I am unsightly and unnatural. My only desire is revenge on those who have loved me and left me to the terrors of solitude and the horrors of my isolation on proliferate nights. I cry and weep, O Lord, and even without the lightning, my heart breaks silently into hundreds and thousands of pieces. I cannot see death because I am mad. In the yellow morning, dawn of divine glow, the soft cherry tree lies, split from crotch to seared root in an obscene display of misplaced prayer. Her gray and silver striped skin curls in twirling peels on my green hell in orange light. I remember the spring of showering, of sprinkling baptism of white petals, when hell was covered in white shine and smell of ambrosia, when my hell was reborn in the crushed simpleness of clover and honeysuckle. I remember the taste of her red fruit, sweet, delectable. In love, nothing is sweeter. I know of the bitterness of being a different kind, the sweet, red, sanguine detachment. Is it pleasant to die, my love? I wish I had the roots to feel your final pains. The menacing clouds are fading. I have a day now of blue sky and yellow sun. In the nude and dancing sunlight, your white flesh reveals the solace of darkness and the flash of monuments too proud to bear my humble thoughts. In retrospect, I have more time to waste. Enter the enigma, raven, escort of solitude, bride of obscurity, black mistress of misunderstood, soothing soul of noontime shadow. She is life and promise of provision. She dances in my mighty limbs and creates shiny objects from the abject ground. Misty magic and solid sorcery, her words of misery are the same that I've sung for 100 years. No one can be like the raven and I. Black eyes hide mysterious longings, and neither spirit holds sway in our minds' vacancies. The wind rustling beneath raven's wings contain mystical properties of amorous saints and pregnant virgins. She says, I hate everything in the world. I say, I love you, so full of hatred. She says, everything will die, and in the end, everything will die in the end, and when you and I are left, you must die. I say, hold me until that time comes. She says, my lips are cursed and frozen. I have no warm reality over which I can thaw her lips. My trunk is silver and twisted in maudlin blue moonlight. I see her, I am drunk. No matter where she flies, she can understand the peace of being alone. My ancient madness knows no peace. I must come to an end. I am black and hollow. The ants make meal of my insides. I am mighty and can no longer bend, which means I must be humbled and broken. I am not mad. Dear God, I am the solitary one. Angels vie for positions of night guard as I watch Lucifer twitch a suspicious eye at the nebulous east. The nights are longer now than they once were, and I wonder when I might fall asleep. The fescue has been brown 2 weeks. I count the laziest of stars by 9. The tips are browning, and I worry of the combined battlements of stark cold and artless desolation. Youth no longer cloaks me, and my bravery runs no deeper than my reality. Am I not mad? Sweet God, I move to Thee. Yet I am hollow and shallow. The heavy air rustles as the kind raven sweeps my wind-scarred limbs of wood weevils. Spotted deer dance on tiny feet to the swaying of my low limbs. Doves whistle the latest summer passions as eastern breezes whisk foxglove past receptive senses. I sing whispers to the late nesting sparrows. Winter comes when my leaves are brown. They sing, leaves of green tell us it's spring. I am the solitary one, I see all things. I am God's watching one, the seeker of a risen sun. Nothing exists in nature of my imagination unless it is the color of my leaves.
At this time, we'd like to ask all participants to come line up over here, please.
Do you know that piece I want you to read it?
Each participant today will receive a certificate for participating. Not only recommended. And now for the winners. Right. For third place, we actually have a tie. We have Josh Marler and Indigo Richards. For second place, we have Zach Elmore. And the first place goes to Jody Bentley. like to thank everybody for coming, and I would definitely like to thank the judges, participants, and maintenance for making